Alright guys, we are back with another Grom update video, and in this one we're finally going to be installing these plastics that we got from Zed Parts. And yeah, we ran into a bunch of issues with getting the paint color dialed in. You know, the paint code that Honda puts, or at least what I thought was a paint code right there, it doesn't do you any good whatsoever. They got their camera out, took a bunch of pictures of this piece, and played around with a bunch of different shades and custom mixes and all that good stuff, and we were finally able to dial something in that I think, and as you'll see in the B-roll shots here in a little bit, I think we're pretty much, spot on. But we also had to modify the belly pan to fit the Yoshi exhaust, and I've got to give a big shout out to Shawn McDaniel at Crunch Customs for absolutely nailing it on this paint work. And he also, because we noticed on this tail piece that it was starting to crack right down here, and a lot of other guys have ran into that issue too, it looks like. And what he did was thicken this up. It's gonna be hard to get it, but he added some material to strengthen it so it's not as flimsy as it was, so it should help it survive. And we also kind of went out on a limb and tried something different with the paint, because the way it comes from Zed, this top piece here is left black and then the rest is painted. But I wanted to get the top piece painted, so I mentioned it to Shawn, and then he added his special touch with a little bit of red there. I really think it makes it pop. So we're going to get those installed, see what it looks like. Oh, and also, of course, the front fender we had painted. I don't know why Honda puts a matte black fender on a white bike, but hopefully that'll make it pop a little bit more too. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started on installing all of this, and hopefully she looks pretty good when we get done. Alright, well, we've got everything on there now, and I'm really loving the way it looks. But we do have a couple of fitment problems. One, I didn't notice beforehand, but probably because I didn't really look that close. But yeah, this hits the belly pan there on the shift up, and I don't know how much more wiggling around I can do with the brackets to try to bring that back in some. But we'll see what we can play around with on that front. And then back here, we're running the man-in-the-box fender eliminator. And this tail light, the way it sits down so much down here, you can't run this. I had to put a bunch of spacers right in there, which, when you're not looking at it from that angle, you really can't tell. And if you're at it from the side, it just looks like it's flush with the tail. But we did have to run some spacers. And we're going to be hitting the tail right here. I can't put a bolt in there. That's why we've got the zip ties on it right now. But we got to figure out something on that front. But other than that, I'm liking the way it looks. What do you guys think? I mean, it's a no-brainer on the front fender. It should have been white in my opinion. The belly pan, I think we need something, some color on it, because it's a little too much white. And on the tail, we do have this red line kind of breaking up how much white we've got going on there. But on the belly pan, it's kind of plain. But it cut out, looks awesome. And we may run into a little bit of heat issues right there because I didn't trim enough on that corner. But we'll see what happens when we put a couple miles on it and get it heated up. And right now, we're going to get it outside, get it in the sunlight so you guys can see some of the pearl going on in this paint. and how close we got to the factory color. And it's kind of hard to tell in here with the false lighting, but let's get it outside and we'll see how it looks in the sunlight. All right guys, now that we've got it out in the sun, I'm really starting to fall in love with this combo. I think we did pretty good on nailing the color and getting it as close to that factory pearl white as possible. We'll see if we can catch some of this pearl in the sunlight. And ignore the dirt on the sticker. My fingers were dirty whenever I peeled that sticker off, so we'll have to redo that one. And here's the front fender. See if we can catch some of that pearl. And then the belly pan. But yeah, I'm really, really pumped with how things are turning out so far. And of course, this is only the beginning. We've got a lot more mods coming. So if you guys want to follow the progress, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And we'll see you guys in the next one very, very soon.